All right, so we got a new question. How do I drive innovation when my entire dev team is offshore? So this is it can be an incredibly difficult thing to pull off. Your entire dev team is offshore. You're maybe in the United States or somewhere else. How do you make innovation happen? It's not easy, and you may not succeed, but it is possible. And there's three tips I want to give you today on this. And these are things that I've seen work before. So number one is you have to absolutely visit the dev team on a very frequent basis. It has to be you and your senior staff. So you have to go and hang out with the dev team. You have to build personal relationships with them. You have to get to know them. That's actually super vital, that human touch. You also have to bring them to the States, bring them to the US as well whenever you can, or wherever you are. That's also important. So the teams feel like a single team instead of like an offshore team and an onshore team. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you actually have to implement an operating model for innovation. It's not just going to happen by itself magically and stuff. So let me give you a few little tidbits on this. First of all, you have to give your team breathing room. Right? You have to give them the space to innovate. If you just jam pack their roadmap with one feature after another, they're never really going to have time to innovate. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you have to let them fail. If they build something and it doesn't succeed and you get upset with them, they're never going to innovate. You have to allow them to fail. So create a budget for like the failure budget, allow that to happen. And the third thing is you got to encourage them to experiment. Okay. So go beyond whatever they're doing right now, play with tools, new technologies, concepts, ideas. That's really important. Obviously, still tie everything into the goals. You always want to have clear goals, and you always want even experiments to be intelligent experiments. So tie them into the goals. And then when they meet those goals, reward them. And even if it's a kind of like secondary goal, like really encourage and reward them and recognize them, and they'll be really much better at innovating. And then the third thing that a lot of technology leaders don't realize is that you actually have to innovate yourself before you realize or before you ask that, all your team starts to innovate, right? So too many leaders just roll up to their teams and say, go off and innovate. But that's not how any of this works. You have to ask yourself, what innovations have you done lately? Have you come up with any ideas? Have you prototyped something? Like, what new technologies have you brought into the company? Because engineers follow other innovative leaders and engineers. That's what motivates them too. So you have to innovate yourself. All right. So thanks for submitting the question. And if you want something answered, go ahead and submit it in the comments below. Thanks.